I'm Nicholas Robertson. I'm a third year here at Neumont, and I am from Colorado.
And I'm Christian Nickerson. I'm also a third year at Neumont, and I am from Michigan. And today we're also going to be showing off your new laptops.
And this is a Lenovo ThinkPad P1 Generation 4. I don't have a knife to open this.
I thought that was and scene. I was waiting for the...
All right, and so I'm going to open the box here.
I was not entrusted with the knife today.
For very obvious reasons.
Absolutely.
Coming all the way from China. Very glad that it got here in time.
Probably want a hand here.
So we're going to be lifting out the accessories first. This is our power supply and Ethernet cable that comes with it. And then we have the main attraction here. Feel that foam.
I like that foam a lot. It feels expensive.
It is very dense foam to keep the laptop safe in the box because it is coming overseas. These come with security seals to make sure that no one has gotten into the laptop. And so I'm going to open it now since you're not trusted with the knife.
We went through that earlier.
Sometimes these stickers are a little more persistent.
I'm really sad I didn't get to do it. It's pretty satisfying.
Do you notice anything special yet?
That
Yes.
little branding on the top. It's pretty. I like it a lot.
So they did put a Lenovo badge on the top casing. And then in order to fit the specs that we have in this machine, they had to add a little bit more cooling because the parts are a little more not power efficient. They like to run hot. So they had to increase the size of the heat sinks. I'm gonna pop this open.
That is way nicer.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Nicer than yours?
Unfortunately, yes, Nick.
On this, we have the speakers, instead of being downward facing, they are now forward facing. The trackpad, what's different with this trackpad? Because I noticed something.
I think it's much larger.
It is very much larger, and the 3 track point buttons are not, they're not raised anymore. They're more flat with the trackpad. We still get the track point in the middle. That has not changed. This year, however, they did include all of what the FN keys do. So whenever you hold this function button and your function lock is not on, you can actually do all of these functions while holding this button. And then the screen. I know this screen is bigger.
It appears bigger, but I think it's just because it is a much higher resolution.
Do you know the resolution?
No, I do not.
Goodbye.
1440p QXD screen. The bezels are a little bit smaller, and that's just to account for the fact of it's a 1440 versus previous years when we had 1080p's. And then they have changed the way that our little security shutter here works.
I like that a little bit more.
It's now just a small out of sight, out of mind kind of thing.
It makes all the difference.
Once it's closed, you don't have to worry about it being just open because you opened your laptop.
I mean, I'm noticing that the fingerprint sensor is also at the top right now instead of before it was right around here.
Yep.
And it's rounded now instead of just square.
Yep,
So
and
it's a
they
little better.
integrated the fingerprint sensor with the power button now. So they are kind of taking an Apple approach.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
I want you to try and open this, Christian. Tell me how easy it is to open.
Okay, let me take a little gander here. Okay, I like that a lot, Nick. It's a very smooth hinge right there.
So they also increased how tight the screen is to the keyboard. So if you watch how I have no hand on the front, you can still open it with one hand, which is kind of very nice when you're on the run. You only need one hand to open it.
I like to be on my laptop on the run.
Does the laptop feel any different from yours? Does it feel new?
I mean, it definitely does feel new. The surface is much nicer at this point.
Yeah, so that surface is kind of like a rubberized kind of coating. It's called Mylar. It's so that if you drop it, you're not actually damaging the casing of the laptop, you're just damaging the Mylar. And if you are unhappy with it, we can send it to Lenovo. And we have a warranty for that, actually. It's going to be on-site service, so you're going to have a Lenovo technician come here. He's going to work on it. Same thing for your battery, 3 years. Drop it, spill something on it, your roommate's dog steps on it, you crack the screen because you put your headphones in there, your battery just stops charging, for some reason, it just doesn't turn on one day. We've got you covered. It's 3 years, you'll be covered for that. The battery is also 3 years. Previously, we had it as 1 year, but Lenovo is awesome, and so we have 3 years now.
In 3 years, that means it's actually going to be covered the entire time you're at Neumont. So
this is true.
That's perfect.
Hi, my name is Kayla Sanchez. I'm a second year and I'm from California.
And Kayla here is to help me explain the I/O and the ports on this machine. All right, so on this side.
2 USB ports.
And then is there anything else of note to you?
Is that an SD?
Yes.
An SD?
So those SD card slots are very helpful for classes such as our 3D printing class, where you will need to put an SD card slot into your laptop and copy your files over. So this is going to be our SD card reader. We have 2 USB-A ports and then a Kensington lock on it.
What is that?
So this lock is for like other schools, so if they needed to keep it on a desk or just keep it in like a computer lab, it would allow them to just keep it grounded, keep it so that students can't walk away with it. You won't need to worry about that too much here. And then on the opposite side,
I see 2 lightning bolts and an HDMI port for external monitors.
yes, we have our power here, and then these 2 are Thunderbolt 3, and then you get a full-size HDMI 1.2 port. We also have a 3.5mm combo jack on here, so you can plug in a headphone and microphone, and they will both work. And then this machine is special. Do you know what kind of Wi-Fi this has?
Isn't it the newest one?
Yes, it has Wi-Fi 6E in it. So anywhere in the building, you're gonna get super fast Wi-Fi, super quick in the tower. If you are assigned housing in the tower, you can expect to be getting full Wi-Fi 6. It also comes with Bluetooth 5.2, so your latest Bluetooth gadgets, anything with Bluetooth before that will work.
What's in here?
So that is a special box. That has the very big power supply for these laptops.
This fits in here?
Yes. So this year, in order to accompany the specs that come with this laptop, we had to upgrade the power supply from 170 of last year's laptops to 230 watts. So the brick is substantially larger.
It's kind of heavy too.
Yes. And then don't forget about that. That is very important for, say, if you go into IS, where you will need to wire into things. This is a Usbc to RJ45 Ethernet adapter. These things are very helpful for, say, you're trying to troubleshoot your own personal network and you can't figure out why you're not getting a connection. You just hook straight into your router and you can go manage your router. You can see if you're getting an IP address. You can do all these wonderful things with this little guy. Since it's a 230 watt power supply, we had to get an IEC cable, kind of cable that you would plug into like a monitor or a desktop. It does very well. It charges in about an hour from my testing. For this year, with the specs that we have on these laptops, they do require a lot more power in order to drive the components that are inside.
So they upped my salary and I am now back in the video. So I'm gonna hand it off to Nick now.
Hopefully that salary is high enough for this laptop.
It is.
All right, so we're going to be looking at the internals of this laptop, the juicy part of this that you all have been waiting for. All right, so does anything look familiar?
It has fans, Nick.
Yeah, so the big thing about this year's is, as I was talking about, the internals are different from, say, ours. They had to increase the fan size for the GPU because it is a 3070, a very coveted GPU that hardly anyone can find anymore.
Including me.
How long have you been trying?
Too long, Nick. I don't want to note that.
What's all this?
We actually have the M.2 drive here. This is a 1 terabyte PCIe Gen 4x4 drive. It has Opal encryption on it. It's going to be the Samsung Black Edition. So it's going to be super fast. It's going to have 5.5 gigabytes per second transfer speeds. It's going to basically carry everything. So if you need to go super fast in a game, you need a level to load really quickly, it's going to be there.
My Minecraft shaders, Nick. I need them.
Yeah, that is going to load very quickly, and that 3070 is definitely going to increase the shader's performance.
Kayla, what are you getting on your side?
A fan.
Another fan. Let's go.
It.
Yeah, so a lot of it's covered, mostly just for air. So like this year, we went with a singular stick of 32 gigs of 3200 megahertz LPDDR RAM. This is because we know how students like to upgrade their laptops. We know how difficult it was previously because they had to find a 2x32 gig kit. Those are kind of expensive. Now you just have to find a singular 32 gig stick and you have 64 gigs for your Minecraft, for your VMware, for your anything, your 120 Chrome tabs you have open.
I keep multiple Chrome tabs. I'm not deleting them. Well, typically, Nick, I just game at home on my desktop, but is this cohort going to be able to game on this thing or what?
Yeah, so this laptop actually, in comparison to my desktop upstairs, this is a lot more capable. I'm going to be surprised if anyone complains that it's going to be unable to game because from the little bit of experience I had, this thing basically ran all of my games, Destiny, Cyberpunk, Minecraft. It ran anything and everything that I could throw at it, and I barely ever hit 60 FPS. It was always something higher and it looked great.
Yeah, the only thing it doesn't have is wheels.
Nick, where's the CPU? I don't see it.
So with the cooling system of this machine, we actually have the CPU right here, the GPU is right here with its memory that comes with it. In order to cool the GPU and CPU combined, they actually had to make a new heat spreader design for this entire machine. So you will not be able to see most of this board just because of how big this heatsink is. It's cooling the GPU, the CPU, the GPU's RAM, it's cooling the PCH, the main brain of the motherboard. It's cooling a lot of things and it kind of just overshadows everything.
So let's say I forgot my charger.
So
Would it last me all day?
Actually, yes, it would. It would last you about 7-ish hours, so an entire school day. They did upgrade the battery from last year's model. It was a 5080 milliamp hour battery. This year it is now a 5680 milliamp hour battery. So it is bigger. It still maintains the watt hours to be safe to take on a plane, barely. This time you won't have TSA being like, hey, is that laptop safe? And you can tell them, yes, it is, because it doesn't meet 100 watt hours, which is nice, because then you can take it anywhere. You can take it on the plane and still use it. You can take it cross country.
Which is perfect, because most of the students aren't even from Utah, so they will definitely be flying home.
How bright does the screen get?
So this screen is a little different from the previous years, as it is the 1440p screen that they have. The maximum peak brightness on this screen is 400 nits, so it should be enough for, say, you're up late and you're working on something. The screen should be plenty bright and not be bright enough to hurt your eyes. I don't recommend staying up super late working on your stuff anyways, but
it's definitely what I'm going to be doing.
when crunch time comes to crunch time, you gotta stay up and work on some things. Welcome to college.
All right, Nick, say someone steals my laptop. Are they going to be able to get in and see my 40 Chrome tabs, or what's the situation with my history there?
So what's great about this laptop is it comes equipped with a TPM module. So what it'll do is it'll encrypt with the Opal module on the SSD. And so the two are going to have handshake. And so if they try to steal your laptop and say they want to replace your hard drive with theirs and read, say, your hard drive on like a different machine, they're not going to be able to read your hard drive. It's going to be encrypted and all of your data should stay safe.
That's what I like to hear, Nick.
My name is Joaquin Bielma. I'm from Alabama. I'm my third year at this school, and I'm vice president of Esports Club.
And I'll be giving him the laptop to see how he feels about the gaming as the vice president of esports.
Yeah, can I? Right now, I'm just trying to find the sensitivity. I mean, feels good, actually. Next, I'm going to the video and seeing what everything is on. Oh, wow. That's good. So everything's like at its max right now, which is really nice. Feels really nice and smooth. There's no lag to it. And all the shaders and all the shadows look nice. Feels kind of better than my own desktop at home, if I'm being real. So the levels are loading up really fast, which is quite nice. I know for certain things, at your time in Neumont, you're gonna have to do stuff and it's gonna have to be quick. I know with my recent class, which was a Minecraft class, it was quite a little bit harder because we had to wait for things to load up, but this feels really nice. So the game is Doom Eternal, great game. Not played it, not major spoilers, this is the very beginning. Like I said before, no lag. I am quite impressed. I am actually impressed that this is running really smoothly. I don't have the FPS shown right now. Actually, I think I can get it shown. So I changed it to where I can see the FPS in game, and it does not touch 60 FPS. It's 30 FPS above that constant, which is really nice in this high area with multiple enemies and everything. A lot of stuff going on. Wow, that is nice. I am in esports. I am the vice president. Right now we have a couple teams, even though it's new and we hope to grow it out. Right now we have Rocket League, Rainbow Six Siege, what else? League. We have a Smash, Super Smash team, but right now that's in the works. And an Overwatch team. But if you want to create a new team, you can, and that would be greatly appreciated. Oh yeah, and the vibrant colors are so nice too. That's another thing. Everything in this game is, I just want to keep on reiterating that there's no lag, like literally. Starting a new game, Destiny 2. I don't play this whatsoever, so you're about to see me do some funny stuff and probably get roasted for it. But right now, the game loaded up really fast, just like Doom, which is really good. So, going into the social hub where a lot of people usually start off. Oh wow. Such the vibrant colors, they're nice. So I'm running at 60 FPS because there's a lot of people here and a lot of stuff, which is really good. There are literally little to none frame drops. This is super nice. I can't stop saying this, but I'm really jealous of this. I usually get a lot of stutters, or I have to turn down a lot of settings. I feel like you can go home and if you don't have a desktop or have no other computer, you would be very pleased with this. I honestly believe this. I don't get paid to do this, but this is a genuine review of this computer. I am jealous, and this is a really nice computer, and I'm really jealous that you guys are getting this.
So we're gonna be benchmarking this machine. We're gonna see how the CPU, GPU, and SSD perform. And you guys are gonna be impressed with this machine because I sure am. So what this will do after it's finished is it'll pop up a little Internet Explorer or Edge window, and it'll show us, hey, this is how well your computer performs compared to other computers of the like. This is also something you can download at home. I really like this testing software because it just tests everything all at once, and it does a well-rounded test that I still have yet to find anything else does. It has multi-polygons, this is all colors, and then this is for reflections, where light goes, polygons, colors. You can also play along with this if you wanted. I'm not going to play along because I just want it to go through. These are all very strenuous tests because it is pushing it to the max on what it can actually do. And here we go. So to give an example of how well the GPU performs on this machine, I'm going to be running the Heaven benchmark. It's going to be running with the DirectX 11 API. It's going to have ultra quality enabled, and I'm going to have 8x anti-aliasing. It's going to be a full screen application. It's going to simulate as if you were to play a game on this machine. And so while this loads up, it's going to grab everything that it needs. This is a program that you can download at home to see how well your other laptop performs, your desktop, any other machine you have at home that you use for gaming, and you can see how well this machine would perform. So starting up here, this is the first scene. Does pretty well here. A lot of details here, a lot of sharpening. It's running about 45 frames per second. Gets the ray tracing on this very well. You can see how God rays work on here. You're going to see how well the GPU just renders this entire scene. It's going to take all the polygons, it's going to take all the details, it's going to make sure that they're all displayed properly. So far the temperature is sitting about 50 degrees Celsius, a pretty good temperature for the GPU in this. The greatest thing about this benchmark is it actually gives a true testament to how well a machine can actually perform in games, because it's using an actual suite that game developers are using for their games. And so you'll see the same elements, the same shading, the same lighting, the same I don't know, assets. They all should fall in the same category. So now that we've put this machine through its paces, hopefully all y'all have been happy with the machine.
We'll see you on the 25th when you actually come to campus and get your hands on this little supercomputer. She's supposed to do that? Should probably get somebody on that.